Right, shall we do this? Crack on. Hello, folksicles. Oh, and look at it. Can't even have my first stream back without it throwing me a ball. Hello. Bit different, isn't it? This one is going to be interesting. OBS, let me sort that. Ba ba ba. Come on. It is playing tonight. There we go. Normally fret over that, don't I? Not anymore. Right. This one is going to be interesting. Oh, phone's buzzing. Pick that up in a little while. PayPal's, all that sort of stuff. Skip that, guys. Links down below to the Kickstarter. If you want to help me, that's where I need your help. Get that out of the way at the start. Oh. Right, I'm going to jump in the comments in a minute. You'll have to excuse me. I'm a little bit fatigued. In fact, I'm extremely fatigued. Yeah, medically fatigued. I know that, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Throat's killing because of the air conditioning and all that sort of stuff. But there's a more important topic before we deep delve into Adepticon. Yeah? You guys haven't met me before. Sounds strange, doesn't it? You know the face. Yeah? You kind of know the voice. You know the cock-ups. But this mentality, okay? Not met this before. The reason being is the guy who went to Adepticon stayed at Adepticon. Yeah? And I came back. I say I because this is me from before the channel, before the breakdown. Okay? Completely different mentality. Same sort of attitude to everything, just more confident in myself. I went through an experience at Adepticon. Oh, I need to wet my throat, guys. Yeah, I went through an experience at Adepticon, or a couple of experiences. And anyone who's followed me along for a while will know that, you know, I suffer with what's called mental health issues and stuff like that. I've had depression and, you know, I am not all over those, but made me realise a few things. And those few things have really affected me. Really affected me. Okay. Now, before I started this Kickstarter, I was going to fly to Beasts of War. And probably about 2 days before, we were doing a live show on the Thursday, I think it was. Yeah, I was in my studio. Jace was there. Yeah, and I was explaining to Jace everything that was going on with the Kickstarter. And, oh, I've got to do this. And, oh, I've got to do this. And I had a panic attack. Full-on panic attack. Yeah, legs went from underneath me. Collapsed to the floor. Breathing all over the place. Took me a little while to sort of pull myself back together. Get myself back on my feet. Do the live show. Yeah. The last 24 hours of Adepticon, yeah, was the most nightmare journey I have ever had in my life. And considering, and I'll explain why, I sailed through it like I was just back in the barracks. Just dealing with problem after problem. I had wobblers, no doubt. Yeah, but they were major things I was dealing with. Yeah, and I was on my feet. And I was dealing with it. And I was fatigued, knackered. I mean, whoa, what a flight. I think it took me like something like, I've been awake for 38 hours, but it took me something like 37 to get from the hotel in Chicago to my home. And I was pretty much awake for all of it. I'll explain more on that in a minute. So anyway, yeah. the thing with what you call anxiety, yeah, and mental health issues, and I'm guilty of this a little, okay, is that when you're distressed and people help you, you will accept that help and, you know, you will put your problems onto them, okay? And sometimes you can go down a route and sort of use that to get yourself out of problems. And I'll be honest with you, hands up in the past, being honest, yeah, there's a couple of times when I've been a little bit more anxious than I should because I know how people will respond to it. And I've always felt guilty about it. It's a arsey trick. Yeah. But generally, I've tried to sort of like, you know, if people are helping me to pick myself up, sort of like help pick myself up as well. Now, going over to Adepticon and being in Adepticon was different, okay? And the reason it was different was no one was there to look after me. Okay, now, to be perfectly honest, and I'll tell you, listen, I'm doing this bit, then I'm going to tell you about Adepticon. It was epic, and I've got so many tales. Yeah, you're going to love it. But let me get this done. I thought there was no one there to look after me. Ironically, the entire con staff were looking after me. Yeah? So, when things needed sorting, and there wasn't much I needed to sort, yeah? I mean, I got there early, there was things like, oh, bloody hell, look how expensive the food is here. Right, okay, sort out, okay, a mile down the road, there's a Wendy's, there's a Subway. Right, nailed that. No problem. And I was sort of sorting little problems because, there was no one I could go, oh, help me. Is the feed buggering up? Multi-streaming. Come on, pull your finger out. So anyway, yeah. And Dave was sort of looking after me, but he's not there to be my babysitter. You know what I mean? I mean, ironically, Jace is normally my babysitter at work things. He's been a star. Thank you, Jace, if you're watching. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, there was no one there to sort of look after me. You know what I mean? So I had to sort of deal with things myself. And generally, yeah, I got through the entire con. And I'll explain it all in a minute, but I got through the entire con. Oh, thank you. Right, let me turn that off. I don't want any notifications right now. I do appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, but save your money. Guys, Kickstarter, link down below, yeah? But Dan, thank you, bud. Right, back to it. So anyway, yeah, there were little wobblers and things I had to sort out, and I had sorted them and that sort of stuff. Dave, the staff weren't there to look after me in that way. And I just accepted that and got on with it because this Kickstarter and this book, I was worried it wasn't going to fund. Yeah, we've got to a stage now where I've actually got a bit of security for my family. We're beyond month to month. I've got a bit of savings. Yeah, and now I've reached this point that I'm looking at the finished dream book I've been planning for the entire year, and I'm about 16 pages short on projection. Yeah, so I was at Adepticon like, I'm here, I'm doing it. I'm getting myself out and all that sort of stuff. Now, there was an incident at Adepticon, and I don't want to go too much in depth in it. Yeah, but I observed something. And there's people come in all, different sort of peculiarities. Is that the word? Peculiarities. I ain't going to be able to say that. Yeah, and there's some wonderful characters at Adepticon, but there was this one individual, and let's just say they were extremely over-anxious over a minor thing, and it wasn't about getting the things sorted. Yeah? It was about getting attention and being cared for. I mean, it was something as simple as they were 5 minutes late for something. Okay, so they were having a bit of a meltdown, yeah, and at the same time, what they were late for, yeah, was in eyeball and 20 foot away. Eyeball, 20 foot away. Now, I appreciate, people go through bad times and that sort of stuff. I've been there, yeah. I've been in that where little things like that could put you in that emotional state. I mean, to be truthful, I didn't leave the house. Yeah, because I didn't want to face that sort of stuff. But I just had that little image. It was like, all right, well, you know, each to their own. Okay? You know what I mean? But seeing that, that sort of like stuck in my mind. And this is important because came to the last day, the very last day. Okay? The con sort of finished about 6-ish. Yeah, Dave had flown out about mid-afternoon, so I was on my own and I was responsible for getting myself home. Can you imagine? Yeah, and I'd had a bit of a hiccup with the hotel earlier. Yeah, where I checked in, yeah, I'd had to put my debit card down, my business debit card, to pay basically like $50 for like, you know, incidentals and stuff like that. And the idea was that when Dave flew in, he'd swap the card over to his, so it was on his business account. Yeah, they'd refund the $50 to me and that'd be fine. Some idiot at the hotel, yeah, messed it about, and it ended up, not just did I get that, I got charged for a cot that we put in for Oz, one of Dave's mates, top bloke. Hey, if you're watching Oz, yeah. And so, like, I think a couple of days in, yeah, I had a little bit of a wobbler about, look, they've emptied my account, because I was flying on a really tight budget. Yeah, I'm self-funding all the expenses for this Kickstarter stuff. Doesn't like that. Yeah. So, what do you call it? I was in a really sort of, you know, tight money situation. I've been living cheap. I mean, the food in the hotel was, burger. I think burger and some crisps, yeah, set me back 18 quid. So anyway, right, you're losing track, Boast. Get back on topic. So we had this a bit of a wobble over this bit of cash, and Dave sorted, and he sort of looked after, you know, I was all right, and you know, it's like, okay. Then we got to the last day, and we come to check out, yeah, and the night before, no, it was that night, yeah, the night before checkout, last day of the con, it was 6 o'clock, yeah, I checked my bank, yeah, because I needed to book some train tickets home from getting back to the airport. And I noticed another charge had gone out, yeah, and it hit me. It did basically taken the last bit of reserve out of the business account. So my studio rent was going to bounce the next day. Yeah, so that was, all right, okay, this needs dealing with. Yeah, Dave had gone home. He was flying, so I couldn't get in touch with him. Yeah, and I had a bit of a wobble. I went down to the desk, and they were like, well, we'll get a manager in, and the manager will be back on in about half an hour. Yeah, my phone's going off crazy. Someone wants to tell me, stop it. The audio is working. Yeah, well, people are chatting, so they're talking about what I'm talking about, so it must be relevant. So anyway, yeah, I have this bit of a wobbler. Yeah, and then I think, right, Hank. Hank is a top bloke. Hank runs Adepticon. I'll talk about him later because he's an awesome guy. Yeah, but Hank can sort anything. I mean, he hired like, you know, 95% of the hotel and all their event space. He's the second biggest convention they do there. Right, who the hell wants me? No one. Right, switch it off. Sorry, guys. Right, in fact... No, I can't switch it off in case Keds needs me. Or the kids. But I'll only respond to texts. Right, anyway, so... Yeah, I've had this bit of a wobbler. I've gone to find Hank. Hank's in the process of of basically dealing with packing Adepticon up, which is a mammoth task, trust me. Yeah, and he sort of says, look, give me half an hour, I'll wander up. So I literally go for a fresh air break, yeah, pacing up and down, panicking, go up to reception, and I'm standing back, yeah. The bloody hell? Right. People are having conversations. I need to mute this chat. Sorry, guys. I'm in another group chat over the Kickstarter, but I don't need this right now. But I don't want to switch this off. Mute. Give it an hour. Sorted. Right, so I'm in the hotel. Yeah, I've had my wobbler. I'm waiting for Hank to come and basically sort my problem for me because he's the big boss. And I'm standing across from and the manager is literally the other side of the counter, and I'm about 20 foot away. And I had a flashback to that individual who was like 20 foot away and waiting for someone to come and care for them. And I just went, is that what you look like? Really? You can't walk across there and sort out your own debit card bill? Really? And so, this sort of, when you've been in the forces, you get like a little voice in your back of your head. And it's the little voice in the back of your head that makes you go, get up off your backside and get this done. And this little voice, just walk. And I just walked straight over and I dealt with it. Yeah? Sorted. A little bit anxious. But after that, went find Hank, tell him it was all sorted. Had a bit of a natter with him. So he sort of put it in context. So also that he knew that everything was square. And he was having a little bit of a gathering. Talk about that afterwards anyway. Yeah. And in this gathering, he invited me to this gathering in the penthouse. Oh, yes. Yeah. And I just said, yeah, okay. Let me film some B-roll footage. Yeah. Wrap up the con. Then let me just go out, have a hot bath, just de-chill. So anyway, went, did that. I had a really nice hot bath because I finally got the room back to myself. Yeah. Had a good soak. Yeah. Went to the party. Had a great party. Yeah. Come down the next morning. Yeah. There's go to checkout. They want to put the charges on my card again. And I, instead of panicking, I just turned round and went, no. Yeah. Don't. Take my card off it. I'm a guest of Hank's. Yeah. Because technically I was. To be truthful, I leveraged it a bit there. But I wasn't having it. And I said, and the one be like, okay, sorry, did it, you know. I just didn't panic. I didn't worry about it. I just, no. Yeah, so I went through this sort of stage of dealing with it. Yeah. And then, then I had the most horrendous nightmare. I mean, I've had some bad journeys in the past, okay? But I went through this horrendous nightmare of a journey coming home. So, woke up at 7 a.m. there after the party in the penthouse. Yeah. I basically I checked out and started my travels at 10. Yeah. Now, they were 6 hours behind us. So, just to put it in a UK time frame, yeah, that would have been 4 o'clock, yeah, on Monday. I got home on... I think the train got in, I think 20 to 8. Yeah, on, on Tuesday, British Tuesday. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. Their 7 o'clock is our 4 o'clock. So, what's that? So, 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock start. 32 hours. Travelling for 32 hours. Awake for 35 hours. Horrendous, turbulence on the plane. I had something like 6 hours transfer waiting for my flight out of O'Hare. I had 9 hours to wait from flying into Brussels to out. Yeah, serves me. I was on a budget, so I went for the cheapest flights I could get. You know, I just thought, right, I can sit in the airport. Oh, that's fine if you sleep on the flight. Yeah, more on that in a bit. So anyway, there we are. Not only do I have a nightmare flight, but as I'm boarding the flight, I check my bank and the hotel has hit me again with charges. Dave's flying, God knows where Hank is. I'm about to hit and the hotel has emptied my business account. Yeah, I had money on the personal account, but if I took out the personal account, yeah, my patron money didn't actually come in until yesterday. And so, if I took the reserves out of the personal account, our personal house rent would have bounced. So I essentially hit I was managed to take about 30 quid out of the personal, yeah, without risking our personal rent, yeah. So I could connect to the Wi-Fi pay for a connection to the Wi-Fi on the plane whilst I hadn't slept, whilst going through turbulence, have a little bit of a wobbler. I did, in all honesty. Yeah, I was panicking. I was, yeah. I didn't I didn't get angry at Dave. Yeah, but I showed my frustration, if you know what I mean. I knew it wasn't Dave's fault. Yeah, but I think I just lashed out a bit, to be truthful. Yeah. And I managed to get in touch with him and that sort of stuff and sort it. And I very quickly calmed down. Then I got to Brussels and, I just had a long transfer home. But, everything had settled by the time I'd landed and first couple of hours in Brussels. Now, I had the rest of the journey home. Yeah, so that was 9 o'clock. I got home at 9 o'clock in the morning. That was sorted by, after leaving technically British time, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I got home, yeah, and saw the kids, all that sort of stuff. First thing I did was unpack my kit, sort myself out, square away, start transferring files. Yeah, and I stopped. And I just stopped because I'd done the jobs, yeah, and it was like I got a brew. I was having an internal fresh air break, and I need to sort that out, by the way. Yeah, we need to sort that out. I need to quit smoking. We'll deal with that. Just let me get through this book first, then we'll deal with that. That's gone on long enough. So anyway, so got all my kit sorted, got everything squared away, and I thought, right, what jobs do I need to do now? Because I was waiting for Kez to come back from work, so I had nothing to do. Yeah, and I had this flashback right to the start of this Kickstarter adventure. Yeah, and you're talking in fact, a bit more than 20 days ago. Beast of War was probably about a week before. Yeah, so 4 weeks, where I had a meltdown and I collapsed with a panic and had to be picked up. Yeah, because I was taking a flight to Ireland, yeah, to a place I'd been the year before, going the same route. Okay, a different airport, a little bit of a wobble there. Oh, it's a different airport. I'd had a massive panic attack over that, yeah, and here I was, 38 hours awake. I was on my feet. I'd gone through a journey through hell, successive, nightmare situations that did affect me, but I dealt with them. I really dealt with them myself. I didn't, you know what I mean? Yeah, and they didn't take me down. Guys, I know I haven't looked in watching the comments yet, yeah, but is the stream going all right or is it breaking up? Because I keep getting a warning over there that it's intermittent. You'll have to let me know in the comments. So anyway, I went through this whole process. Yeah? And the whole thing reminded me of who I was before the breakdown and how I used to deal with this stuff quite easily. And it was almost like proving to yourself that you can do it. And I did it. And I got back and it's sorted. And I got back and the next day I busted it again. You know what I mean? And we cracked on. And it was just like a real positive affirmation. So I am coming back from Adepticon. I don't even know how, or half hour in. Quick chat, eh? Coming back from Adepticon, yeah, has done more for my mental health than years of meds. Yeah, everyone's telling me it's fine. Nice one. I'll ignore that. I'm not going to get concerned. See, it's done it again. Shut up. So it has literally done me the world of good. Okay? Absolute world of good. No doubt whatsoever. Yeah? I am in a better mental state. I am more focused. I have belief in myself. I'm still the same person. You know what I mean? But, I mean, when I say belief in myself, terrain's still a struggle. But I have belief in my ability to take on my own problems. Do you know what I mean? What an adventure. Right, guys, this is the battle plan. Anyway, hello, I'm the old Mel. Now, I can't promise that I won't have another wobbler and I won't have bits and ups and downs because that is life. But stand on your own 2 feet, boss. Don't ask for help unless you need it. You've tried your best first. Oh. So hello folks, I'm Mel the Terrain Tutor. This is going to get interesting because the old Mel was very focused, very determined, and we're going to knock it out of the park. Right, here's the battle plan. I know you've come to hear about Adepticon. So, I'm going to talk about Adepticon in a moment. Yeah, first jobby, I've drained my cup. I need a quick fresh air break. Let's have just a couple of minutes. I'll kill the main screen. I'm just going to charge up, come back, refresh my breath, and then we're going to do Adepticon because I'll tell you guys, yeah, Adepticon was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I did 18-hour days. I mean, to be truthful, I've been doing 18-hour days for the past 20 days. Yeah, I worked it out. I've only slept, the maximum I've slept is 6 hours. Yeah, every day since Kickstarter launch 20 days ago. Yeah, I worked it out. That's 360 awake, focused working hours. Yeah, in a day less than like 2 weeks and 6 days. Yeah, that's 9 weeks work. Yeah, if you're including working through your lunch hour, yeah, in just under 3 weeks. It's been epic. So yes, I am fatigued, to be perfectly honest. I am bordering on exhaustion. I know this because I noticed on the last day of Adepticon, I'm starting to pick up dysplasia. And dysplasia is where you get that fatigue that your body doesn't feel like itself. So quite often you feel like you're falling a little, or there's like you floating, or you get that sort of wave sort of thing where it's not your body being, it's your perception of it. And you get that when you're hitting what's called pretty big fatigue. But I'm not worried about that because ex-combat medic, I know I can go on quite a bit more than that. On top of that, I'm doing the things I need to do to keep that in check whilst I deal with the fact that I've got 10 days left. Predictions say on the Kickstarter that I'm not going to get my last 16 pages. So I've got to go balls to the wall to get those 16 pages. I've got 10 days, 180 hours, yeah, to make this happen. I've got the battle plan. I can achieve it. And not just that, I figure all I've got to do is get through tonight, I'm going to Salute tomorrow. I'm staying in the hotel. I'm with Dave and Jace, and they're going to babysit me. There's nothing to do, so bed early, recharge the batteries, hit Salute, back for the Sunday nighter, yeah, and then we've got 1 week, yeah, to get me those 16 pages. It'd be great if we went funding smashing and all that way through it. Brilliant, yeah, but you need a target to charge for. I'm grateful I've got this far up the hill, and I'm grateful I'm still standing. Yeah? But you've got to have something to charge for, a goal. I want those 16 pages. Now, whether I get them or not, all I can do is my best. And I've got 180 hours to do it in. So, yeah? We'll have a chat in, shall we say, 2-3 minutes? Yeah, I'll do the screen thing. Yeah, I'll recharge the glass, freshen this. I think I'll throw a bit of water on my face because I'm not emotional. I'm just, the air conditioner at Adepticon really dries you out. Anyway, more on that. 2 minutes, don't go. If anyone turns up, tell them what you call it. Yeah, because, guys, I'll tell you about how I nicked Ronnie's hats and everything. Mate, we had it. Adepticon's going to blow your mind. Right, 2 minutes. Clicky. Have I got, where's me be right back? How very challenging. I haven't got to be right back. Right, we'll do the stream starting one. See you in 2. 2, 3. Have you swapped? No, you haven't. Of course you haven't. OBS tonight. Right, there. Thank you. Catch you in 2 minutes, guys. Clicky, clicky. Let's get back on it. Right, that should work. Refresh that. Come on. So we've lost a few while we were waiting, but let's crack on. So, just a minute. Nailed it. So, Adepticon was great for me. Yeah, but it was great in other ways as well. Come on, chat. 2 seconds. Because, you know. Oh, it's not giving me the studio mode. Nice one. Thanks, mate. There we go. Click that. Refresh that. Should do that. There we go. Should be transitioning live. There we are. Right, that's a bit better, isn't it? Right then. So, Adepticon. Wow, what a con. And I don't mean like that as a rip-off. The sheer size of it, the people, the terrain, the tables. So, let's do the journey. Right, flew over, landed on Monday, yeah. Got there in the afternoon. Con doesn't start till Wednesday afternoon, yeah, where they start sort of pre-registration and seminars, with the actual convention starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so I got there on the Monday, just chilled in the hotel, really posh hotel, yeah, everyone in posh business suits, and me, yeah. I think they thought I was a rock star or something, yeah. I was actually sitting there quite giggling because it was like, you have no idea what's coming to this convention. You have no idea what this hotel is going to look like in a couple of days. Yeah, so anyway, that was Monday. Got an early night, yeah. Tuesday, got up, spent and met Bill and Sue, Terrainaholic. Yeah, they took me out for Chicago pizza, went to see a Michael's and a Hobby Lobby. My American friends, I now understand. Yeah, for my British friends, Michael's and Hobby Lobbies are like Tesco's for hobby. I mean, there were aisles of paint. Yeah, it was like looking down a rainbow as they went through, as one manufacturer went through the entire range of their paints in different shades along racking. And it was as long as a Tesco aisle. Yeah, and there were aisle after aisle of different manufacturers. Yeah, if you were to judge it by, in British supermarkets, the typical length of our aisles, yeah, I found one aisle that long, yeah, just of hot wire tools and polystyrene cutting tools. An entire aisle. I found manufacturers I'd never heard of, and it was all in one stall. Yeah, yeah, it was like geek heaven. It was absolutely like geek heaven. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I understand my American friends. So anyway, Tuesday night, I think I had a quiet one around the hotel again. Started B-rolls, tried to do some stuff, catch up on Kickstarter admin, as I was sort of getting over the time difference and that sort of stuff. Didn't spend the evening with Bill and Sue because Bill Watchwell had an early morning shift. He works mornings, yeah, early mornings, early shift. So, you know, he has to go to bed, you know, sort of late afternoon, early evening. Yeah. So Wednesday morning, got up. Wednesday morning is part of setup. Yeah, that's when the team come in. I bumped into the team Tuesday night and Watchwell in the bar. Yeah, and Hankard, the guy who runs the con, and a couple of the others showed me around the event space, yeah, while it was empty. And it is huge. So, let's say, Salute, I would say, is 50,000 square foot. Yeah, and that's the biggest convention we do in the UK, biggest game show. Yeah. Adepticon, just in hall space, was 176,000 square foot. I mean, you could pretty much, yeah, fit all of Salute into Adepticon 3 or 4 times. Yeah, and that's without counting everything that was going on in the corridors. Yeah. The interesting thing was, yeah, the vendor space, yeah, I'd say Salute probably has about, me and Dave were talking about it, probably say, Salute has probably 300 traders. Adepticon has about 100. It has a third of the amount of vendors as Salute, yeah, but overall it has, 4 or 5 times the amount of space. And the reason for that is there's gaming tables as far as the eye can see. Row after row after row. And from the moment dice get rolled on those tables, it doesn't stop. It goes on through the night. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, went for a fresh air break, decided I might get some quiet B-roll, of the halls. And I went in, and there were still people playing at 5 o'clock. A group of them had done an all-nighter. Oh, yeah, how crazy is that? Yeah, so Wednesday morning, I got up, went down to the hobby area, helped the team set up the hobby rooms and the big TVs and all the stands and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so made myself useful, and then when Wednesday kicked off, it's mainly like early start seminars, yeah, and pre-registration and little bits like that. So I was just going around, and because they were setting up, I was grabbing B-roll footage and that sort of stuff. Yeah, by Wednesday night, people were really starting to pile in. There was a great atmosphere because the hotel went from posh and business, yeah, to gamer convention. Yeah, I mean, it was monstrous. There were just gamers everywhere, and they were sitting on the floor playing games. You couldn't walk through the lobby without finding people who were just opening weird sort of games and sitting on tables, around little coffee tables and playing it. Yeah, it was just brilliant. The atmosphere was brilliant. Wednesday night, got to hang with some of the staff in the evening. Yeah. Got to Thursday. Thursday was manic because what I decided was I'd spoken to Dave. Dave had flown in Wednesday. Yeah, and Dave was spending Thursday organising all our podcasts and that sort of stuff for Friday. So basically I was on my own, yeah, for Thursday. And was it Thursday? No, I was on my own for the Thursday. I'd been with the staff the night before. Yeah, Dave was sorting the podcast for the Friday. So what I decided was, no, in fact, that was it. Wednesday, Wednesday I'd monstered all the rooms, done all the filmed all the tables, yeah, after they got them set up. Thursday, been with the staff, Wednesday night, as you do. Thursday, yeah, I got up, because Dave hadn't got anything for me, I'd headed out, yeah, and basically decided, the night before, yeah, Hank had turned around and said, have you got all the have you got the new Legion tables? And I went, yeah, I've got all the tables in all the halls. And then he turned around and he says, no, we change them every night. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no. He goes, no, pretty much all those halls there and about half the halls, they changed the entire terrain overnight. So I had to refilm them. So I got up Thursday morning and I thought, tell you what, I'm going to nail this. Yeah, headed out, hit it and refilmed again. Yeah, and captured all the tables. The thing was, because I've been with the staff the night before and no one could find me during the morning, they were all worried about me. Yeah, about, is he all right? Dave didn't know where I was because I just headed out. We was barely awake, and then, you know what I mean? I just shot out. Yeah, and they were worried about where I was. Now, the thing is, I was filming the tournament halls, which was handled by a different set of volunteer staff, not the staff I've been hanging out with. So while they were running around in the corridors and speaking to everyone, I'm just away doing my terrain shooter thing, yeah, around the halls and getting carried away with all the awesome displays. Yeah, until they finally found me at dinner time and the search was called off. Now, you may think it's a bit crazy to say, well, come on, they can't find you in a morning. No. Not Adepticon. Yeah, there were tons. I was on the con floor, yeah, from an hour before they opened the doors. Yeah, I think at 10 o'clock. I'd pretty typically be on there at 9. And I didn't walk off the corridors, yeah, pretty much until about 10, 11 o'clock at night, each night. Yeah, so I was around the con constantly. And there were tons of people who sent me messages and said they didn't see me. Yeah, so it's understandable. I gave up looking for Dave and things like that. It was easier just to accept. I would, if I saw him, grab him then. But you can't look for someone at the con. No chance. Too many different ways of accessing, too many floors. I mean, it's not even one floor, it's 2 floors, it's a long corridor, it's the hobby area, then you've got the actual bar area, the lobby, the rooms, then outside, you know, where everyone gathers for fresh air breaks. Yeah, just monstrous. So anyway, they've been looking for me, but I'd filmed all the tables, gone around, I'd done the vendor area. I've got tons of footage for you guys. I mean, I've actually got tons. My plan is to get the Adepticon video out for Tuesday and the Salute video out for Thursday. There's a big plan, yeah, with regards to the Kickstarter next week. We're doing a world tour. Yeah, we started with a live stream and we're going to end it with a kind of week of live streaming. But I'm going to be streaming pretty much at 9 o'clock UK time, yeah, or 9 o'clock in the evening, but at the local time in different time zones. So we're going to go Central European. I know we're doing Asia. I know we're doing America. So at some time next week, yeah, I will be live at 9 o'clock, whatever time it is in your locale. Yeah, we're doing the graphics. We're going to push that out. Yeah, but we're doing this live streaming thing. That got off topic, didn't it? So yeah, anyway. Thank you, buddy. Right. Completely off topic. We got to Thursday, film. Right, Friday morning, yeah. No, Wednesday night was Blood and Plunder. Yeah, spent the night with Geek Nation Tours, opening night. It was Thursday night with the staff, so it must be Friday morning. But I thought we did the podcast on the Saturday. So yeah, it was Friday morning they were finding us because I spent Thursday night. I spent all Thursday, not the Wednesday afternoon, all Thursday, filming the halls. And then it was Friday morning I went out re-looking for them and redoing them, and they found me at Friday dinner time. Yeah, so Thursday night was with the staff. That was cool. Just chilling in one of the halls, you know, with the main staff. Yeah, a lot of the vendor managers and stuff like that. It was just nice. Then Friday afternoon, I was just going round shaking hands and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, Friday evening was a quiet one, to be truthful. I was a bit knackered, yeah, by that point. So we just had a quiet chat and some food in the bar. I took the hit on the barbell. I just wanted that burger. Yeah, that was Friday. Yeah, Saturday, woke up, and Saturday we had something like 4 podcasts and interviews to do before dinner. Yeah, David scheduled them all one after the other, and I can't remember which one was first. I can't remember the order they went in, but we were at Beasts of War, and then there was one where we were on with Ash at Gorilla Miniature Gaming. Yeah, absolute top bloke. But the quietest place they've figured out was our hotel room. Yeah, I was out between the podcast catching B-roll, so I come walking into my hotel room. Yeah, I open the door. Yeah, and there's Dave sitting on this bed, lying back like this. Yeah, and there's this bloke setting up a camera on a tripod, and I thought it was a podcast. I just, for some reason, you know, just running around, I forgot he does videos. I thought we were doing an overlay thing and we was just capturing audio or something. Yeah, and I walked in and it was like, hey, what the bloody hell's going on here? And it took me a moment to suddenly realize, yeah, I'm here for this interview, aren't I? Yeah. It was like, oh my. I know I'm not chatting with you guys in the comments. I'm sorry about that, yeah, but, you know, I can't get distracted like that. I will get distracted on the Sunday night show. I should turn out, yeah, we are in the middle of the Kickstarter. The link is down below. All of this adventure was about the Kickstarter, so you need to go down, jump on, and sign up. And I'm going to give you a reason to sign up, yeah? We need to step away from Adepticon. Where were we? Just a minute. We'd got to Friday dinner time, hadn't we? Finished the podcast. Right, leave it there for a second. Right, the reason you want to jump on the Kickstarter is Dave wanted a sample spread. 6-page Taylor, I'm calling him. Yeah? Basically, we're doing it on warping. Now, the warping one, it was actually 2 to 4 pages, the section was, depending on stretch goals. So I'm kind of got stuck into it. I'm a little bit behind on delivering because simply, yeah, I've been doing it in evenings after I've got back. I didn't have time to do it at Adepticon. Yeah, I am fatigued. I mean, I got to the stage last night that after I just carried on working on it last night, and then I realised I'd got to a point where the the words I was typing weren't the words I was saying out loud. I mean, I was replacing words with to and that, and it was just coming out as gibberish. So I think about 5 o'clock in the morning, I called it a day. So it is coming, yeah, but I've done the entire section on the warping, okay? And all the how it works, how to fix it, how to deal with it, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and what I'm going to do is, this is the old Mel. Yeah, come on, dead simple. I'm going to put the first two, I did the entire section rather than just the first 2 pages, yeah, that we'd already funded. I've written the entire, well, I'm got a quarter to do, and I'm going to review it, you know what I mean, with a clear head, yeah, but it's all off my bullet points, so it's good, and people have read it, and it is good, yeah, but I've got this, what you call it, I've got this target, I've got these 4 pages, yeah, I'm going to put 2 of the pages out on the front of the Kickstarter, so you can see the level of information. Yeah, so you can see my language and how I explain things and how we're going to illustrate things. Now, I warn you, yeah, I haven't had time to even sketch up some proper illustrations. Yeah, so you're going to get my note illustrations in the book. Sorry, Dave, not in the book, on the example spread. But they're going to look stuff like this. Yeah, that's about bending a piece back straight. And all the sort of, what you call it, all the tips and stuff I've got to get in the graphic to reinforce the paragraph. Yeah. That's about... No, I can't show you that. No. So anyway, the other 2 pages, which just happen to deal with fixing it when it does warp, yeah, those, they're going to be released to backers only. That's going to be a backers only post. Yeah, so I figure I can actually realistically get it typed up. Dave should have had it last night, yeah, but apologies to Dave, and I think he's figured I'm fatigued. Yeah, I just can't deliver on that. Yeah, and I think he's accepted that. What you call it? But I am going to have it done, yeah, for when I see him tomorrow at Salute. We have Salute on the Saturday. Dave's coming back and staying at my house Saturday night, Sunday night, so he's on the Sunday nighter. So he can lay it out on the Sunday while I'm sitting next to him. We can get that up on the Sunday nighter, yeah, and, you know, push it then. Yeah, that basically, if you're a backer, there's the warping section of the book, or the information. It may not be photos of or, you know, proper illustrations, but what you'll see, you'll be able to understand and use, yeah, will be there. Yeah. So if you're a backer, even if you're a $1 backer, yeah, you're never going to have problems with warping again. Okay. Now, okay, so let me give you a taste. Right. Probably the hardest thing, yeah, topic-wise to get across is the physics of warping. The reason I picked warping is because I wanted to show what I've been saying all along. It's advanced techniques and advanced knowledge presented in a simple way. And I've wanted to do that all along. And I figured when Dave was out, he's like, could you do a wire armature or something? It was like, no, I want people to realise that this book, this is, you know, this is going to blow their mind and be useful. So I want to read out, yeah, 1 paragraph for you. Yeah. And then I'll get a bit of feedback whilst I wet my whistle, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I could do with a bit of feedback like this while I'm just finishing it up. So, right, I'm going to start reading it. Yeah, and I'll tell you when it's finished. And I will adopt a reading mode. Okay, the section is titled The Physics of Warping. When it comes to the physics of warping, there's 3 important factors we need to understand. First being that the bases are not flat in the common use of the term. Flat means smooth, level surface, but it's commonly used to describe the profile of a base. However, in truth, a box describes it best, with a long top and bottom and very short sides that we like to bevel. Now, when we apply glues, etc. to the top of the surface, it causes it to shrink and contract in relation to the length of the bottom surface. This results in the edges of the bases being pulled slightly inwards towards the centre of the top surface, raising them upwards in the process, much like pulling on a dog's lead where its 4 legs raise off the ground. This is the principle. This is This principle is the core to the warping effect. Yeah, and then what we've got, where's the picture? Oh, it's in the book. What we've got is a picture of a box, yeah, and then arrows on the top, sort of pulling it in, and then arrows showing how that lifts the edge up, okay, and then there's a picture of me with Ozzy, yeah, I'm going to give him chocolate treats for this, yeah, and I'm going to be pulling on the lead so that he rears up, to sort of show how if you put something on the top and it shrinks, it pulls the edges up. Right. Just that one paragraph. That's probably one of the hardest things in terrain building to explain. Yeah, because it's core physics. Did anyone not get that? Be honest with me. This is where I get to sit back and breathe for a second. Klingon. Klingon seconded. Klingon? Uh-oh. Have I done a boo-boo? Now this, I should point out, this is a heavy theory section. Yeah, there are going to be lots of like build sections with lots of showy techniques. This is, I wanted to show I can convert complex information and make it useful. Followed by Tribble. I don't know if there's a long lag. Okay, Mark said sweet. I don't know if there's a long lag. Crystal clear. I am not sitting here, what you call it. So tell you what, my bladder is bursting a bit. I'm going to take a 1 minute break and then I'm going to come back and just scroll through the comments, give you guys to give me a bit of actual feedback. Yeah? Let's give you right, in the same section, yeah, I want to give you something that is useful. Environment. Not environment. Warp fixing. Don't really want to give that one out. Okay, come on. What can we give you while you do that? Absorption. Base material. Adhesives. Creep. Okay. Right. The physics of warping falls into 3. This isn't practical as sense, but it will make sense. It sort of reinforces knowledge techniques a little bit further down. The technique is don't use too much glue and watch your layers. Yeah, but with the part of the physics stuff, finally there's layering. We often see the build process of lots of individual steps, but it's important to remember that each additional step can incrementally increase that contractual force, slowly building up over the build until there comes that one stage where the contractual force is finally stronger than the basing material strength, causing the edges to rise up. Even though that individual step shouldn't have caused the piece to warp on its own, this often results in great confusion. Yeah, so I'm basically talking about the layers. I'm going to reinforce that later on, but I'm basically sort of doing like, look, you know, it's not one thing that you do to a piece that makes it warp. It's the fact that you're doing lots of little pieces. Yeah, and that's called incremental build-up of that contractual force, you know, the dog pull. It's basically like giving the dog a couple of big pulls. I've got an image for that. Yeah. Just did the kids started. Nice one. Everyone's saying it's good. Right, I'm going to go empty my bladder, but hopefully that's starting to get you across and I'm getting good feedback. I'm going to check the comments when I come back. Okay, so, right. And this pretty person is back. Yeah, so everyone is saying, just did the Kickstarter, made sense to me. You know to sort out the warp, Inquisitors. Brother Captain Melicus. Dealing warp problems long before the Inquisition. I remember and was reminded, thanks to YouTube. Good note. Did it make sense? But then I was a science teacher. Yeah, okay, perfect sense. Yeah. People are happy with that. Yeah, they're liking that. MJ Ed, can't deal with that right now, mate. I'm on a live stream. Right. So, yeah, that's the sort of... If I can get heavy stuff like that across simply, I've nailed this book then. I've nailed it. You're going to see the sample spread. Probably we'll launch it on the Sunday nighter, I think. Yeah. I'll have to liaise with Dave tomorrow with that. Next job is... Right. That's the Kickstarter. Yeah. That's the book. Remember, the Kickstarter is funding the book. That's what all the add-ons and all the stretch goals are about, getting me those pages. The last 8 pages has waterfalls in it. I want waterfalls. Yeah, we're predicting we're going to be 16 pages short of target. Yeah, by the end of the campaign. Yeah, so anything you can share if you're a backer. Remember, the more backers you bring on and you can get on board, yeah, the bigger the book gets for everyone. Yeah, and I get my dream book. My family gets a bit of security, and moving forward, I get a really good book. Yeah, that'll hopefully sell in shops and stuff like that, and give me a bit of stability moving forward as well. So this is massive for me. Yeah, so if you have enjoyed my content and that sort of stuff, and you want to help a buddy out, yeah, even if you're not pledging, jump on it. Now, and I'm also remember the PDF as well. You can jump on for $1. Yeah, and you'll get the full warping PDF. Yeah, it'll be out. I'm not promising Sunday, yeah, because Dave's got to lay it out and that sort of stuff. So I'm not putting a public promise on Dave's shoulders. Yeah. Worst case scenario, I'll publish just the raw notes, yeah, to the backers, and I'll do an update myself. I mean, what's Dave going to do? Kick me off the Kickstarter? I mean, it's not, Dave, what are you going to do now? He's not going to cancel the Kickstarter because I didn't let him lay the notes out properly, is he? Told you, we are tactical, we are going for it. Right, Adepticon. So, got to Saturday morning, did all my podcasts. Brilliant, they went really well. Chatted with some great guys. We did Skirmish Supremacy, we did Ash, we did, we did Beasts of War. I have a feeling that Skirmish Supremacy was there. And we did Carl at independent characters. A little fatigued. Sorry, Carl. Yeah. But they were all great. Now, Carl was really funny. Yeah, because I've been on Carl's podcast before. But in my prior iteration before all the meltdown, when I was when I went by the name of Cole Cobain, yeah, and I used to run a blog called Corbania Prime. Yeah, and I used to run this I wrote this campaign guide. Yeah, in blog form called Going On Campaign. And I'd been on his show before. Yeah, but he didn't know that. And he's like, oh, well, Dave, I saw it in a Facebook comment, yeah, that he was someone had recommended me to him and he was raving about me. And Dave was saying you should get him on the show. And it was like, well, he has had me on the show. And I was like, I think it was episode 12 or something. Yeah, you can go back on independent characters, give it a Google. Go right back. I'm in the first 14. I think somewhere between... So if you go from 10 to 14, the episodes, you should find me. I'll be going by the name of Cole Cobain, and I'll be talking about campaigns. Different Malcolm... Well, this Mel, actually. Actually, no. I was still a little bit broken then. Because that was after we lost the house and we had to move back in with my mum and we lost the business. Before I ended up working for like a company that... Yeah, after 2 years, really broke me. Yeah, but anyway, Saturday. So we go through Saturday, get to Saturday afternoon, and I've caught up with all my admin. I've done all that sort of stuff. We're moving on. Yeah, and the battle plan is dead simple. Yeah, I've got Mantic Night. Yeah, Mantic Night was spent hanging with Bill and Sue. Yeah, I'd played a couple of games, played this sort of community game called Doom Ball, of these like wheelie things playing football. It was great fun. Yeah, you'll see that on the main shoot. But my mate Ronnie Renton, okay, he's got a thing about caps being knit. Yeah, and at the actual open, the Mantic night at what you call it, on the Saturday night, yeah, he was saying how he's 1 for 3. 2 have been nicked, yeah, and he's got 1 back. He's got 1, yeah, and then, well, anyway, let me explain. So I decide, yeah, after the presentation and you know, that people had started like, mingling and that sort of stuff, I decided what I was going to do was nick the hat, yeah, and basically wear it to salute. So I went up and what I did is I saw one of the staff. I sort of said, I want to nick Ronnie's hat. And he just turned around and went, no, Mel, don't. I mean, he was really serious, like, you're going to cause problems, mate. Yeah. And he turned around and says, we've been winding him up with his hats all week and he's not happy about it. Yeah. And then Ronnie puts on a good face, but they are his favourite hats, you know what I mean? And the staff have been winding him up. And they just, yeah, at the end of the presentation, given him all 3 back. And he said, he sort of explained, we've just given him all 3 back. Yeah. And one of the guys went, look at him, look how happy he is. Sorry, Ronnie. I hate to think what sort of staff? I mean, that's the gaming industry, isn't it? You know what I mean? Your staff are playing pranks and looking after you like that. It's a bit like Jace. So anyway, what you call it? Yeah, they said, don't nick one of his hats. So I was like, right, okay. And as I'm walking back, yeah, sensible Mel would have listened to them. Yeah, drunk Mel. Well, sensible Mel did listen to him and agreed with him. Yeah, drunk Mel listened to him and thought, don't nick one, nick the lot. Yeah, nick all 3. And so, Operation Hat Off, yeah, was commenced. Now, I had 2 challenges. One, I had to get this bundle of hats from behind a desk. I was located 12 foot away with the main staff, yes, in a group, about 8 of them standing forward. But they were talking to each other. So I made the pretense of looking at the new terrain that Ronnie was showing off on the table, yeah, and used that to spot the hats, yeah, pick them up, get them back to my table, yeah. Now, I had an oppo who was helping me out, yeah. Now, I can't give out his name, yeah. Let's just say he goes by something like Will, okay. Phil and his missus, Lou, yeah, pass the hats off to them. But I'm at Mantic night, yeah. I've just nicked his hats. I've got to get out of there because I can't walk out with him later at the night and he's going to spot pretty early on, yeah, that his hats are missing. Now, if I make some rubbish excuse he's going to know it's me. Yeah, so in comes, what do you call it? In comes Rick. Yeah. Now, Rick was my patsy in this. He was a completely unknowing, yeah, unwilling, yeah, participant. But Rick, thank you, my friend. I know you apologised a lot and you were really, really embarrassed about it. But dude, you couldn't have pulled that off better if you tried. Yeah, and if there's any Mantic North American community team, tag him and show him this bit. So, yeah, we're playing at a gaming table and we're playing this sort of like it's a spin-off of like a football game. Yeah, a simplified football game. Wargaming pub game, you know, 30-minute pickup, custom rules. The American team come up with it. It was brilliant, really good fun. Doom ball, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so there's me, yeah, Will and Lou on this side, yeah. I've got my other mates, Rusted Beetle, who had no idea what was going on, but he did bring a bloody good bottle of whiskey, yeah, and his missus Alex, yeah, on the other side, and we were playing against them. Really good mate. He's been with me. Rusted has been with me since before I had 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, got a lot of time for the bloke. And we're on a long thing table, and Rick is standing here, and he's standing up, and Rick is one of these expressive guys. You know what I mean? Really waving his arms about and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I've got a Mantic glass in my swag bag. Yeah, a big sort of pint glass with a Mantic logo on. I'm on coke at that point. Yeah. Dehydrated from the air conditioning. It really dries you out. It's one of the reasons my throat is so bad. Brits don't have air conditioning like that, and so generally our air is a lot more moist, and when you're talking a lot, it really dries you out. So I was on coke and ice. So we'd got these drink tickets as part of the night, yeah, and I've basically doubled up on coke, Yeah, and put them in. Sorry, Ron, I know I should have bought beer with it, but, I needed a Coke, man. Yeah, chocked up with ice. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, if I put that on the table just there, Rick is bound to knock that off and it'll splash on my leg. Yeah? At that point, I've got an excuse to leave the room quite innocently. Yeah? So, I put my drink down. I waited my time. 5 seconds. I barely moved my hand to here when Rick went, and then what you do? Yeah, the entire thing went right over, not over my leg, yeah, or catch my foot. It went slap bang right there, right from there, because as you can imagine, and right down both sides. And as I was sitting, it drained down into here. Yeah, the entire pint. I'll be honest with you, yeah. My nether regions haven't hit ice like that since I was a young man in Catterick. Yeah? Absolutely soaked. Yeah? And I could never have been happier. It was perfect. And Rick's been so apologetic. He's gutted. He's so... I mean, I'm the train tutor, you know what I mean? I know Ronnie. Yeah, and this is one of the team, and he's just drenched my trousers as soon as I put my drink down because he wasn't watching what he was doing. Yeah, I mean, to be truthful, I put my drink because I was watching where his hands were going. I just wasn't expecting it to be that effective. It was so effective, yeah, that I managed to get these off Will, yeah, hold them in my hand, walk up to Ronnie, yeah, with this massive wet patch, tap him as he's talking to someone, go, lift these up and go, look at what one of your guys has done to me. Yeah? And I'm going to head back and change my trousers. I'll be back in 5 minutes, mate. It's all sound. Yeah? Ronnie made a joke about me wetting myself whilst I had these 18 inches from his face. All 3 of his caps. Okay? And so, I headed out, walked out with my spoils. Yeah, got to the hotel room. I placed them on my head. Yeah, there's Rusted now. Hello, buddy. Like that. Yeah. And I took a profile photo. It's actually my Facebook profile photo. Yeah. Took a profile photo. And then for the rest of the con, when he was posting on Facebook, I was replying on Facebook. Yeah, so my avatar wearing his hats was underneath his post. It was only, yeah, I had to put him out of his misery. So what I did is I waited until I knew, yeah, he was about to board the plane back to England on the Sunday night. Yeah, that I actually told him that, look, mate, I've got your hats. Because he messaged me and sort of said, look, if you got him, it's like, right, put him out of his misery. Yeah, he doesn't want to fly home thinking he's lost his favourite hats. So I just messaged him sort of saying, look, I've got them. They're wrapped up. They're in my bag. Yeah, you can chase me for them at Salute. So I'm going to wear them to Salute and have him chase me down the corridors. But that is the story, yeah, of how I nicked all 3 of Ronnie's hats. And I did it, yeah, whilst holding them this close to his face while he made a joke about me wetting myself. Ronnie, I may have wet myself, buddy, but I'll tell you what, the swag I got from Mantic, it was worth it. You'll have a Saturday, buddy, if you watch this. Actually, someone tag Ronnie in this or something like that. So that was Mantic night. I had a brilliant night after that. Spent some time once I got changed and the hats were off. We played games and that sort of stuff. Brilliant group of people. The American community team were brilliant. The guests were brilliant. Ronnie's always a great host, to be truthful. Then after that, quiet time. Sunday was a calm catching up, a bit of me time, to be truthful. I got a bit barreled, to be truthful, because I went up to see Michigan Toy Soldiers and they wanted a photo of me holding this martini, yeah, it's like a massive martini glass. Yeah, it's got a martini in, but it's got a tank in and it's resin. And they wanted, yeah, so a photo of that. So I photoed it, they printed it, I signed it for them. Yeah, and there was a book there. Yeah, and I was looking at it. It was a big book and it was a terrain book, yeah, from Meg. And so looking at it, I said, what's the price tag on this? And they went, $100. Yeah, and it was like, you know, and I sort of like, oh, I did that sort of thing where you go, yeah, okay, I'll come back, and you know what I mean. And they said, no, have a word with Pete. Yeah, I'm sure he'll do your deal. You know, I was with me flying on this budget and the expenses we talked about earlier. You know, it's like I can't drop that even if he gives me a discount. I mean, to be truthful, I shouldn't have even asked. Yeah, because it was clear it was more than I was willing to drop, because I didn't buy a single thing. Yeah, when I was at Adepticon, not a single thing for myself. The only drinks I bought for myself were non-alcoholic. Yeah, and most of my meals were either out of my wonderful moderator Cat's like survival pack, or nipping down to the Wendy's or the Subway. That was about half a mile down the road. Yeah, so and I was keeping myself under quite a constrained budget. Yeah, but I was outside on the Sunday, and one of the guys, from Michigan Toy Soldier Company, he come out, and what they do is they're one of those resellers who specialise in a certain thing, and they specialise in weathering powders and terrain powders and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? From all the different companies. Yeah, and so candy store for me. Yeah, but they come out and he says, no, come to the stand. We need you to re-sign that photo. Yeah, and they didn't need me to re-sign the photo. Yeah. The dude slapped this $100 book in my hand and walked off. Yeah, just left me with it. Yeah, I had to catch him back because it was like, right, no, you're going on the video, man. I've got to shout you out. Plus, he got some really nice terrain. Yeah, it was castles, manors, and like Saxon buildings made out of high-density polystyrene. Yeah, I mean, literally the stuff that we carve. Yeah, but it was injection molded. So anyway, he gave me this. Yeah, which is a wonderful high-detail book. Lots and lots of Yeah, it's a beautiful book. Yeah, but you see how it's like, you see all those glorious pictures, and if I bring it in, you can see the bit where you learn. Dave says, I like to I like a balance of about 50-50 on my pages, 50% pictures, 50% words. Yeah? So I'm like, how many words is that? He says, 500. I said, I'm looking at 80-20 for the theory. I'm looking at closer to probably 30-70 for materials. Yeah, we're dropping pretty 50-50 on core techniques, and then we're probably looking at a 60 image to a 40% text on the build sections. Yeah. And Dave's like, how many words are you writing? And I sent him like, this is the first page of the warping. And he was like, oh, okay. He's got some laying out to do as that Dave. Yeah. But, they gave me this. My book's going to be different, but thank you guys. Michigan Toy Soldier Company, I think it was, or War Games Company. Yeah, they'll be on the video. There's some nice stuff here, but it's just... It's like 3 images that could be that take up half a page, that could be easily explained in not even a full length, an inch down. You could do it in like probably a 3/4 of that. You get another image in there, and still get exactly the same level of detail. I mean, and I'm not having a massive go. This is how they've laid it out. You know what I mean? This is what they envisaged, but. Pictures like that, why do you need to zoom out and show all? If it's a technique, surely that you want to focus in rather than a broad. Mine's going to be different. So the book will come with one of those magnifying lenses to read the print. No, it won't. It will be perfectly readable because Dave is restricting me to a standard reading font. Although he poo-pooed my idea of making the physical pages bigger. Can we just make the book taller? I can get an extra couple of inches that way. And he's like, no, problems with distribution. We need to keep it a standard book size. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. That was Mantic Night and how I stole Ronnie's hats and how I'm going to tease him at Salute with them. Sunday was a more calm day, wandering around the con, doing some pickup games, catching B-roll, catching selfies with the last of the people. Yeah. Sunday afternoon was my wobbler while Dave had gone home over that cash stuff and that sort of stuff. Sunday evening was a sort of a quiet staff soiree. Yeah, and then Monday was flying back and that horrendous journey. Yeah, but Adepticon, it's just... The people are so friendly. The games everywhere, and you can sit down and play. Yeah. At one point, I came out of my hotel room, and the guys opposite, I think, down the corridor, had got their mate had got their room key, the card, so they'd sat in the corridor out the door, and they were setting up. So I sat down and gamed with them for half an hour, literally outside my corridor. An amazing trip, and I am going back there next year without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. So I know I haven't talked to you. Yeah, I know my wonderful moderators have been doing a good job and I've just been rambling. But this one's been a bit special because, like I say, that first half an hour, I think you guys can even tell, based on how I've been talking about Adepticon and stuff like that, that I have changed, but I'm still Mel. Does that make sense? I'm just a more relaxed and confident Mel about dealing with what life throws at me, which is just as well, because I've done 360 hours in the past 20 days. I've got 180 hours, yeah, in over 10 more days to hit a target that I'm just shy of. And I mean just shy. 2 stretch goals. I want those waterfalls. They're in the last section. It's the only place I could fit them. But I want to do the waterfalls and I could talk about it, and the weirs and stuff like that. Jace wants taken in the case. We'll have to see what we can sort, buddy. Yeah. Oh, dude, you haven't sent Ronnie a screenshot of me wearing his hats. Right, okay. I know I haven't chatted, and to be truthful, what have we gone for? We've got an hour and a half, yeah? I don't want to burn this voice out, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, and we've got the Sunday night coming up. So this is probably going to be one of the shows where I really haven't looked at the comments and I've just let you guys get on with your thing, because I've been getting on with my thing. I haven't really been pushing the PayPals or the patrons, so I'm not going to push those now. What I am going to push is my Kickstarter. If you haven't pledged, yeah, and I'd be surprised if there's a few people watching this who haven't, to be perfectly honest, because if you can go through all that, you must have pledged by now. Yeah, if you haven't pledged, jump on, even if it's for only $1. If it only for the warping information, those 4 pages, that'll be coming out once I've got them nailed and we've got them up. Yeah, if you have pledged, yeah, we need more backers. Yeah, we need to get more people on board, because we are going to fall 16 pages short of the perfect book I've planned. Yeah, we got a target. We got 10 days, 180 hours to achieve that target in. We've only got to increase by a factor of about 20, I reckon. Yeah, just a marginal step up. Yeah, if we step up straight away in the week, maybe a little bit longer, but if it goes past the Sunday nighter, it's going to have to be about 20%, and we should just come in if we have a bit of a good light back show. Yeah, so that's our mission. Cracking on time. Right, folks, I am going to wind this up. It has been wonderful spending the evening and telling you about the tales of Adepticon, what it's done for me, and also, yeah, what it's going to mean for the channel, because I'm a lot more focused and I'm going to be, a lot more productive as well. Yeah, Adepticon was absolutely brilliant. The show video is coming out. I have something along the lines, I think it's over 30 gigs of videos and over 1,000 photos to work through. Yeah. 240 hours, mate. I've got to sleep 6 hours a day, dude. 18 hours work. Yeah, minimum. Yeah. Right. I've got a couple of jobs to do. I've got to get prepped for Salute. I'm waiting for Kez to come home. Yeah. I am going to see you Sunday night. If you're at Salute, we are doing the meetup at 1 o'clock on the Warlord stand. Okay, so 1 o'clock on the Warlord stand, that's where I'll be at Salute. Best thing to do is just keep an eye on the social media stuff. I'm putting a post out. My voice is cracking. Yeah, I've had a damn good live stream. This has been good for me, to be truthful. Cracking on. We've got a target to hit, guys. Yeah, come on, help make me happy. Help it happen. Help make it happen. And help make me happy. That's what's a double tap. Like two thin coats from two thin blokes. Top bloke as well. Right, I'm cracking on. I'm going to get some sleep. Get real. Kez isn't back yet. Okay, guys, I'm going to nail it on the show. I'm going to call it now. I will catch you on the Sunday nighter. If you're at Salute, I will catch you at Salute. I'll catch up on the admin, early watch call it, and keep an eye out for our World Tour live streaming stuff. That'll be coming to social media over the weekend. Busy, busy, busy. Crack on, yeah? All the best. Ta-ra. Mal out.